So GoodGood. So very famous YouTube golf group, been around from 2020, it says here. But the guys in GoodGood, like, Garrett, have been around for a lot longer than that. But the group and the business and the whole brand of GoodGood is relatively new. But in that time period, it cemented itself as one of the biggest golf brands in the YouTube space, and has also attracted a massive amount of investment. So £45 million it recently raised because of its clothing brand, because of everything that comes along with GoodGood. I'm really, really happy. I'm kind of weirdly proud, I suppose, being in the YouTube space for as long as I have, that GoodGood have managed to pull this off. And it's going to be interesting to see how this works. So, to put you in the mindset, if you've not seen this news, so PGA Tour and GoodGood have announced a new PGA Tour tournament, the GoodGood Championship, set to debut in 2026 FedEx Cup Fall at Omni Barton Creek Resort in Texas. Now, it's taking place 9th to the 15th of November 2026. It's going to be broadcast across TV, and the GoodGood Championship will feature a field size of 120 players with 500 FedEx Cup points awarded to the winner. So it's a fall series, full-on PGA Tour event, which is going to be sponsored and hosted by GoodGood. It's in the fall series. The fall series is a bit of a... I'm pretty sure I'm getting this right. The fall series is as part of the PGA Tour schedule, the full season. But it's also where some of the tour pros who might not have full status can play. They can secure their cards going into the next series. And I don't think this event is going to be studded with people like McIlroy and Scotty, even though it is Texas, so maybe it might turn up.
Yeah.
But this is for the players who are new, up and coming on tour, looking to progress, looking to get more FedEx Cup points, maybe really good players who have like fallen down the rankings a little bit, Spieth, for example.
Yeah.
These kind of players might be involved in this event. As far as GoodGood are concerned and what this means for them, I don't know. It's an interesting one because you can see and you can understand from the PGA Tour's point of view. And if you're watching this, then great. If you're listening to this, you can try and imagine. In my left hand here, I've got the PGA Tour. Massive sphere of influence. And over here we have YouTube Golf, which from a numbers point of view, if you're looking at just a viewership perspective, the YouTube Golf bubble is bigger than the PGA Tour bubble as far as like viewership is concerned.
Yeah.
Which is wild, but we know that. We know the data. We know from week to week, unless it's a major event, a major championship, the players, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, on a week-to-week basis, more people are going to be watching YouTube Golf than PGA Tour Golf, which sounds crazy, but we kind of know it's true. Now, that's nothing to say that the brand of the PGA Tour and the players that play on that and the competition aspect isn't more popular as a whole. We just, that's kind of subjective. But we know that the PGA Tour, DP World Tour, the tours in general, they want to try and migrate viewers away from the YouTube space who might not be interested in PGA Tour coverage or Tour Pro coverage generally and get them to watch more events on there. Yeah. I think what YouTube Golf has done over the past decade is the opposite of that. So Tour Golf, for years and years and years, that was realistically the only form of golf entertainment. You had like the Golf Channel doing shows like Big Break and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But really, Tour Golf, watching the very best players in the world play, that was how you got entertained with golf.
Yeah.
Over the past 10 years, more and more viewers who would regularly watch that have migrated across to YouTube Golf. We are a very small part of that, but you have massive channels out there who are just bringing in an incredible amount of views and an incredible amount of retention into the YouTube space. And a lot of people who watch YouTube Golf aren't actually interested in watching Tour Golf. So I think what this is a way to try and get these two spheres to interact a little bit more, to build a bridge between the two.
Yeah. And do you think that they would be able to, with this kind of idea that, of amalgamating the two, do you think it will work? Do you think it will work?
I'm not sure. I'm not convinced because I think, as mentioned, a lot of people who watch Good, a lot of people who watch YouTube golf won't actually watch a lot of tour golf. And I think the only way that this works and the only way that they can pull viewers over is if there are members of Good playing in the event.
And you'd like to think that someone like Brad and Sean...
I think, Brad and Sean. Yeah, Brad and Sean. I mean,
maybe
Brad,
Garrett, maybe, but...
I honestly don't think he would. I don't think he'd be interested.
Yeah.
Like, I know Garrett a bit. I don't know him, amazingly well, but from, the golf we've played, the conversations that we've had, he loves YouTube golf. He loves playing YouTube golf. He loves that environment.
Yeah.
I don't think he's particularly bothered about playing in competition golf, especially PGA Tour golf.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's a difference.
Remember, we've got to be honest about this. Like, me and Garrett played kind of recently. I think I maybe won by a few shots over him, but it wasn't a great deal, and he played some really good golf. But you compare me, you compare Garrett, you compare a lot of players to the elite on the PGA Tour, and it's not even close. Like, these guys are amazing at golf.
Yeah.
Like, occasionally we can be pretty good.
Yeah.
I know we're going to get into Padraig Harrington territory.
Yeah.
And it's about mentality shift, a lot of it, but these guys are
really, really good.
really, really good.
Yeah.
Now, Brad, who I played with a lot recently, spent a lot of time with, he's playing incredible golf.
Yeah.
Like, he realistically is playing tour level golf right now.
Yeah.
But I think with Brad as well, he's been an amazing golfer for a long time, and I think he's just starting to. I don't know the best way of describing it, but for me, I think he's starting to kind of see and understand a little bit just about how good he is.
Yeah.
And Sean is just an incredibly steady, consistent, good golfer. Like, he can play tour events.
Yeah.
Because he very rarely does much wrong.
Yeah.
So, those two guys I would expect, if they can get sponsors invites off the sponsors of the event, good, I think that they would play.
Yeah.
And I think what would be really frustrating, and we saw this a little bit with the Butterfield Bermuda Championship when the Brian Bros were playing in it. The sponsors got them into that event, and the TV coverage almost completely ignored them.
Yeah.
And it was so frustrating because, again, I don't know this for sure, but you would imagine that the PGA Tour have given Good the opportunity to have this event, because the PGA Tour aren't just going to randomly give out events.
Yeah.
You can be a billionaire and say, oh, by the way, I'm thinking of hosting this event. It's going to be great. PGA Tour will probably go, well, like, what? Like, talk to us about this. Like, what is this event going to be? They're not just going to give it away. So there will have to have been a conversation between PGA Tour and Good to say, what is this event? What's it going to be? And I cannot envisage a world where the PGA Tour haven't gone and thought, okay, how are we going to get good viewers to watch this? Just being a good tournament isn't going to do that.
Yeah.
We need to actually show good members playing in this event.
Yeah.
Or else people are just going to be really frustrated.
Yeah.
I would be.
Yeah.
Like, if I watch this event, I want to watch my mates. I want to watch Brad. I want to watch Sean. I want to watch them playing.
Yeah.
And from a viewer point of view, even if you don't know these guys, you want to be turning on this event and you want to be watching the people that you watch on a weekly basis. You want to see how they compete on the PGA Tour. You're not, again, would you be massively bothered about who wins this event? Apart from supporting Good and you want them to succeed, are you going to be that arsed about who wins?
Yeah, no, it's just.
Or are you going to be watching the good members?
Yeah.
So, if that happens, they play and they don't get shown.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd probably switch off.
Yeah, it's really.
And I watch a lot of golf.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and you would think they've got a year to, more is going to be coming out about this. Who's going to be playing in it, and whether there's going to be some sponsors invites, whether other people like Grant, yourself, these other potential people, Luke Kwan, or all these types of people that could potentially get in. It'd be really, really interesting to see. And then this build up to, we've got a year to build this up. So hopefully it would be something that that can work. And yeah, it'd be really interesting to see what the conversion rate that's probably the right metric we're looking at here, conversion rate, because it's a lot different than watching a 1 hour 18 hole special than watching, that's sometimes where, well, tour golf, just golf in general, can fall down, is you're gonna have to be watching for 5-6 hours, which is obviously a little bit different. But
I mean, I think you'd see the only way that you're going to be able to tell, and I think this is going to be perfectly possible, is the full series is not just one event.
No,
the full series is multiple PGA Tour events.
Yeah.
So a month or so after, well, not even that, maybe a few weeks after these events have been held, you'll be able to turn around, look at what the data shows, and say, okay, how much more was this event watched compared to this event or this event? Or how was it watched less? We don't know.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the interesting point. Yeah. But I think from a good standpoint and from a YouTube golf standpoint, this really does mark a bit of a turning point. This is something different.
Yeah.
This is Good have done live events before, and we've all done videos and we've all done projects which is outreaching from the YouTube sphere.
Yeah.
Bringing other people in or doing things which would hopefully attract a new viewer into YouTube. This is by far the biggest step from a YouTuber or YouTube group within the golf space to then get, that tour level aspect, that tour level effect.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've had kind of Rick, who's doing stuff with Liv, and Liv have signed him as a official content creator. And again, that's not the same as this, but it's the same idea.
Yeah.
Take a really popular YouTuber, bring him over to the tour in some respects, and try and have a transfer of viewers.
Yeah.
This is something that we're seeing more and more and more.